Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I meant to be live earlier, but of course, wouldn't be a Friday if I didn't have unexpected busyness going on. But oh boy, we've got some stuff to talk about. We've got some stuff to talk about. To give you a brief setup here, the feeds are currently down for what we assume is the nomination ceremony. When they come back up, there is a significant chance that Chelsea will have nominated one of the other C's, Cam or Cedric. I'm with you. This is one of those like how did we get here? The basics of it are that Mackenzie and Leah were talking with Chelsea about the power. Oh, hold on. We might be about to I'm just refreshing my page to make sure I'm up to date. Okay, I refreshed and it's back to pets. Is it back to pets for everyone? Okay. It went briefly to... Oh, no, we're back to fish. I think we're about to come back. Yeah, we're back. What timing? All right. Oh, sounds like Lisa's up. Okay. Sounds like she didn't do it. This might be a false alarm. Whew. I will tell the story of how we got here. Guys, what if we think she didn't go through with it, but the reality is that it was actually Angela that talked her out of putting her up on the block, and it's actually Lisa, Cam, and Kenny. Come on, just change the angle. Give us the screen. I'm reasonably certain. I was mostly joking. I'm sure it's Angela, Lisa, and Kenny. Yeah, Angela's now on the verge of tears. I'm so curious about what happened. I wonder if she had a chance to talk to them a bit more. Yeah, I'm seeing Angela. Come on, Angela, move. Yeah, BB viewer is a godsend. BB viewer, I haven't tried it with Pluto TV, but it should theoretically work with Pluto TV. If you have the extension and you pin it, you can toggle it with Pluto. Just show me the nomination board so I can confidently make a tweet. No, no rewind. I'm sure it's Angela Lisa Kenny. I don't like to make tweets until I'm 100% sure. Hey, thank you, someone. The store purchase. It's definitely Lisa. It's definitely Angela. And I'm sure Kenny's the third. All right, here's what I'll do. I'll make a tweet that's not confirming anything, but that is relevant to. Oh my God, Twitter never works for me. Okay, I made the tweet. Okay, well, there's still nothing really going on here. Here's why things got concerning. Mackenzie and Leah had a lengthy conversation with Chelsea about the power and about how they all felt Lisa had the power. And they started suggesting, like, hey, you don't want to put Lisa up on the block straight away because then she might use her power and screw you in some way. Like how Mackenzie's power is America gets to decide. So you're going to need a pawn. And then they started throwing out, like, what if you put Cedric up as a pawn? What about Cam? They're like, they wouldn't do that. Like, why don't we pull him in and ask? And they pulled in Cam. And then Leah and Mackenzie were tag teaming Cam. Like, hey, it really makes sense for you to go up as a pawn. And Chelsea's just sitting there, and at this point, I'm like, there's no way Chelsea is buying this. There's no way she's actually gonna put Cam on the block. She's just like, this is a mistake to begin with, but she's just like forced to do this because she's trying to play along. Cam at first is like, no way, why would I do that? But then eventually, he starts to give in. He's like, listen, I'm not tripping. I'm not that pressed if I go up. Yeah, I'll do it. And still I was like, okay, but there's no way she actually does it. Except they're calling her into the diary room and she pulls Cedric in and she tells Cedric in panicked tones, hey, Cedric, we can't put Lisa on the block. I need a pawn. We talked to Cam. He's like, what do you mean? She's like, the power. It's America gets to choose. He's like, how do you know? She's like, well, we're speculating. And they're calling her to the diary room. And she's like, I gotta go. Who should I put up? And he's like, I don't know. She's like, okay, I'll go. And then he's like, wait. I mean, if you have to put up someone, you can put up me. I mean, I don't want you to put up me, but if it's like last resort, you can put me up. She's like, okay. And she goes downstairs. And she presses the diary room door button. And Angela walks up to her, and Angela's like, listen, I've been thinking about how you said that it would make the house happy if you put me on the block, but I'm really not sure that would actually make the house happy. And she's like, sure, Angela. And then the feed's cut. So that's why we were a bit panicked. Because it really felt like she went into that diary room with two people willing to go on the block as a pawn and herself seemingly determined to go along with that plan of putting somebody on the block as a pawn. So I don't know what changed. If she had a chance to talk it over with them again, or if she just thought it through in the diary room. I would have said it was all a ploy to begin with, but then she talked to Cedric about it alone. Like, hey, we need to do this. So yeah, maybe it was just like she had a chance to think about it for 2 seconds without them in the room. I don't know. But that was wild. I'd love to hear about what happened while the feeds were down. Did Leah spill everything Quinn told her? Kind of. Not everything, but man, she definitely like I watched Leah walk around today and I was like, Quinn. I was like, Quinn. He did not tell her he had the power. But she's been going around talking about, like, I've been told that people are thinking of me in this way. I've been told that Cedric is mad at me. She even straight up told Brooklyn, Quinn told me that Cedric was. I need to watch out for Cedric. I don't think Angela will reveal Quinn's power until she thinks that he has betrayed her in some way, which is not very hard for her to think, obviously, but like I think he recognizes that he needs to try to keep her as on side as possible. Okay, we do have a plushie count update. We are at 420. 420 plushies. I'm not gonna lie, I started this stream thinking that we were gonna have a lot more drama to pay attention to. This is a plushie. If you would like to purchase a robot kitten designed with the likeness of my kitten, you can do so. Okay. The same group is up in the HOH now. Hopefully they're gonna rehash what happened. Oh no, actually T-Core's there. You're kidding, Mac. All right, Chelsea. Me too, Cam. Me too. He was like, I was damn near for sure you were gonna put me on the block. Yeah, and T-Core's like, excuse me? What did I miss? Man, the cuts have been bad. I feel like they were not bad for the first couple of days, but the last couple of days they've been bad. Curtis purchased a plushie for a giveaway, which means one of you in the chat can win a Kellis plushie, courtesy of Curtis. still honestly think that's such a cool feature. like like I want to type join. Like I want to win a plushie. All right, looks like the giveaway ended. Kenny is saying that he doesn't think Angela can win a veto or an AI comp. Now keep in mind, Angela has an infinite amount more competition than Kenny. Crown, welcome. That's mathematically accurate, right? Okay, I kind of want T-Core to leave the room so we hear Chelsea explain why she didn't put Cam up. Hey, Darling Jade, thank you for the store purchase. And I believe plushie purchase, because we are now at 422. Welcome, Rock, to the Robot Army. Galen, thank you. Show my cat, you'll buy a plushie. Callus! Callus! Elias, thank you. For the plushie purchase, because I do believe there's a plushie in that order. Because we are now at 423. Am I eventually going to come out with different colors? No. For the plushie? No. This is a one-of-a-kind... Wait, is that right? It's a once... It's not a one-of-a-kind. That would be the only one, right? It's a limited run. One-time offer. Yes. There will be as many of these plushies as the plushie count gets to that exist in the world. And that will be it. We should talk plushie goals. Hold on. Meg, I think, just redeemed the plushie. It sounded like she was just saying I couldn't do it. It would be really funny if Lisa won the veto again and they're all still convinced that she has a power that she just hasn't had to use yet. It's actually not that uncommon for people to win the veto twice in a row for the first 2 weeks. Like, it's happened more than you would assume it would. The pre-order ends July 31st, so there are 5 days remaining. I'll go see where Kellis is, and if it's not disturbing him, I'll see if he wants to join us. He's tired. We are at Fish's. Oh, yeah. Now we got back to Lisa and Kenny. What did they disagree on? Something about Angela? Just sending Angela home, probably. Yeah, the audio panning is so key. If we get to 475, would it make sense for me to buy 25 myself? You might be correct, but then I would be stuck with 25 plushies. Also, we're probably not accounting for shipping cost. Double! Thank you for the plushie purchase. And Samantha with the plushie purchase. Thank you. Yes, we did do the Matt interview earlier today. We are now at 426, by the way. I thought it was a good interview. I honestly, like, exit interviews, I personally think exit interviews are usually, like, kind of mid. Like, either, like, they don't know a lot, or they're just saying stuff you've already heard, or like there's a lot to get into, but you don't have the time. Like there's a lot of reasons why exit interviews can be like not that interesting. Stephanie with the plushie purchase, thank you. But I thought this. I mean, when they hit, they're very fun. And so, I thought it was a pretty fun one. I enjoyed being able to tell him about the collective and sort of like some of the other stuff that was going on in the house. I had some more questions prepared, but we did not get to them. I wanted to ask about Joseph, and some more about Kenny. But I think it was a pretty good one. I knew that he had already learned about Kenny being a cop. So like luckily I saw a couple of the interviews get released before we did ours. So I was pretty sure there was some strategic stuff he probably hadn't heard yet. Which is honestly what I'm personally more excited to hear somebody react to like, oh, this alliance existed than like, oh, what? He was a cop. But I think it's fun regardless. Oh, wait, is that real? Shipping is only $30 for 25 plushies? Is it because it's like grouped? What would be really funny is if I bought 25 plushies and then just sent them to somebody without telling them. Like if Rob opened his door to 25 plushies. I feel like I do have to watch this Matt thing. Hold on. Where do I find the Matt with Julie? Is that on Paramount? Instagram? Is it like Big Brother on Instagram or Julie? That's Julie.
Person evicted from the Big Brother house in season 26 by a vote of 8-3. Now, a lot has happened this past week. You wish you had done anything differently.
I mean, yeah, apparently.
It's 15 minutes long? And on Instagram, which means I can't scrub through it? Oh, no, I clicked on it. No, I can scrub through it.
My showmance, but I will just say that getting to know you these past couple days has been nothing short of incredible. I will miss you. I will talk to you later, handsome.
Matt, clearly something went wrong in the house. Never expected you to leave. Now I have to come up with a whole new plan. Don't worry, Angela will be going home next.
Matt, I've seen
Angela will
every
be
season
going home
of the
next.
show, and it's genuinely impressive how bad you are at this game.
I think you're a great guy, and all our talks were super genuine. So I hope you have a good rest of your summer, man. But this game wasn't meant for you.
Things couldn't have gone better for me. I am so glad that you went home and I no longer have to look at those crazy eyes. Hey, sorry, the house had to get you out. I believe you were great.
All right, I think I've seen everyone I wanted to see.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. It's a game. It's a game.
Oh, should I watch Tucker?
See you go. It's been such a wonderful time getting to know you. And I look forward to
Chelsea!
hanging out. Maybe
Thank you for the plushie purchase.
after summer. Sending you so much aloha. Matt, you're a cool guy, but you played this game terribly. You fell in love within a week. Go have fun hunting turkeys, and maybe I'll see you on the outside.
Okay, hang on.
Hold on, I guess I'll watch Quinn's too. They're telling me that Quinn's.
You have such a nothing personal. We gonna meet up after you already know. This pizza right now, my dog.
Matt, you big hulking beast, dude. You're too charming and handsome, and that's why we had to send you home. You have such a big heart, and I mean it. Every conversation we had was genuine. It's just strategically this didn't line up for us. I love you, dude.
It was fine.
Okay. Saturday, July 13th, at a Donald Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, the former president survived an assassination attempt, but he did suffer a wound to his right ear. Two people did die. One was someone attending the rally.
Honestly, I kind of feel for people having to react to this
Days later,
on television.
the Secret Service stepped down from her job. I know you're speechless.
Wow. I mean, y'all, this is.
He's supposed to say something about it now too. Like,
I mean, it's the same.
that's weird.
Show with what happened. So, like, hate cannot be.
Wait. I think I missed it.
And the other death, the Secret Service stepped down from her job. I know you're speechless.
I mean, y'all, this is not relative, but I hope the theme is true. I mean, it's the same thing I'm trying to show with what happened with Angela. Like, hate cannot be what's running our lives. We have got to love. We've got to make forgiveness a priority. That's why I chose to play this game this way. It's regardless
Dolores,
of
thank you for the plushie purchase.
ugly and aggressive and dumb. Like, I will always forgive. We have got to live our lives that way. I mean, regardless of where you stand.
Robot with a plushie purchase. Thank you.
That is shocking.
And the show love one another.
Absolutely.
Okay, next. Former President Donald Trump also recently named his running mate. Any guesses who, or you want me just to
I
tell
don't
you?
really.
Mounting pressure from fellow Democrats, President Biden announced he is dropping out of the presidential race. He is not running for re-election.
I've got some time. Do I need another candidate? I mean, maybe I'll get more votes.
You have a jacket in the car?
Yeah, I do. I got some denim I can put on.
Well, hang on there. I am wearing denim. There's more. Although
Julie is saying it so slowly.
Although she still has to be officially nominated by her party at the Democratic National Convention being held next
Oh my
week in
God.
Chicago, Vice President Kamala Harris looks positioned to be the candidate.
You just say Biden's out, Kamala's in. That's all you need to say.
Reaction to that?
I mean, at the end of the day, I want to see our country make steps. I want to see us take steps forward. I think both of those from either side, are something we're all going to have to wrestle with. I think, like I said, at the end of the day, there's things that happen in this game, whether you watch it from live feed or not, that I think are so relevant in terms of how we all wanted to represent how to take steps forward as a country. I want to take steps forward.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna dunk on Matt for this. Like, yeah, the answers are silly. But like he's literally put on the spot. He's being filmed for what he would assume is TV at this point, I think. Like what are like what are you supposed to, she's like, what do you have to say about the assassination attempt? And then this VP pick, and then Biden stepping down, and then the endorsement of Kamala. Uh it's like that's a lot to have to take in and respond and have a response to in the moment. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for all we know, he's like just pretending to know who half of those people are. Yeah, hold on. Chelsea's talking to Cam. She is doing what I would want her to do, which is being like, I wasn't that serious about it. Which is what I assumed was the case. But then she had that conversation with Cedric. Basically, with Cedric, she was reiterating what they talked about needing a pawn. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. Well, let me do an update here. We are now at 431. They really did filibuster that nomination. I mean, that's the thing about not doing structured one-on-ones is that Chelsea just got herself filibustered by two players who are on the outs right now. Drake, thank you. I should change the title because it's not drama anymore. Basically, I started this stream like 10 minutes before the feeds came back from nominations. And it seemed like there was a pretty good chance that she might have put Cam or Cedric up. But then it did not happen. Plushie should ship out in October. I assume it would also arrive in October. I think let me just check here. Yeah, depending on how long the shipping takes. I assume it would also arrive in October because I think it's shipping out early October. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Can't tell you who I bought in the stock watch. Can't spoil the surprise. Let's talk a little bit about Plushie while the feeds are still be right backing. Let's talk a little bit more about Plushie goals. So, we did the prototype showcase. Another Plushie goal that we had already decided on was at some point date to be determined. I'm going to start running some community Goose Goose Duck and Blood on the Clock Tower games. And anybody that has purchased a plushie can sign up to play in either a Goose Goose Duck or Blood on the Clock Tower game. If you would like. July 31st is a cutoff for plushie purchases, yes. But once the plushies have been purchased, we will run some games. If you'd prefer to play Goose Goose, you can play Goose Goose. If you'd prefer to play Blood on the Clock Tower, we will do some of that. And I will do some storytelling for Blood on the Clock Tower as an amateur Blood on the Clock Tower storyteller. And so that might be a bunch of different games, depending on how many people end up signing up for it. There will be, I'm sure, information in the Discord about how to sign up if you would like to play. And we will have to like coordinate all of it in terms of dates and such. But we've got that going on. In addition, these are all backdated goals. Goals I didn't even tell you guys about. And if I were a shady person, I would just ignore them all. But we planned for these goals, even though I never even used them. And so it's like you're getting things you didn't even know you had. Hold on, feeds are back. Yeah, they're just chilling. So we're also gonna do a VIP badge giveaway. This will be once the plushies arrive. You can get a VIP badge in the chat for 1 month. That will be a draw where if you submit a picture of your plushie, you can enter the draw, and then a small amount of people will then win a VIP badge for a month. So one of the smaller goals. That was to get to 100. 150 was the community games. For 200, and some of these were community suggested, by the way. In fact, most of them were. So the next goal is that at some point I will do a live feed season tier list where we run through the best Big Brother seasons to experience via live feeds. From my perspective. Mario, thank you for the plushie purchase. So, with that in mind, I only have experienced from roughly season like 6 and on. But still kind of cool. But they only get better from there. The next goal is that I will do a stream, a feed stream, where I put the treadmill at the maximum speed for a certain amount of time for every plushie purchase we made it to. That will probably be very soon. I would say it would be today if I knew I had more time. Five kilometers per hour is the max. I can show you the max. It's not very dangerous. It doesn't go that fast, but it's definitely tiring. This is the maximum speed. Doing this for an extended period of time would definitely be tiring. So, if you want to see me suffer, that is the reward for you. Amy, thank you for the plushie purchase. And then for 300, the goal was determined to be that I will make a bowl of slop and eat it on stream. Via the recipe that has been provided online. And then the final goal, if we hit 500, this goal has not yet been met. If we hit 500 plushies, there's an idea for a stream / video that is essentially me trying Big Brother competitions that I'm able to replicate. The goal would be that at like the next live show, RHAP live show, I am able to like film something with like Big Brother players and podcasters where we compete in some Big Brother competitions. The exact product is not locked in, but if we hit the goal, I will do my best to make it happen. Because that aspect of it relies on other people. I can't guarantee that. What I can guarantee for sure is that I will do some. What I'd love to do is like get some kind of tiny veto. I obviously can't do a wall comp very easily. But we could certainly make like some quizzes. We could probably do something similar to the counting one that we just saw. Face morph. So there's definitely some stuff we could do. So those are the goals. In addition, I do still owe some singing from previous goals. I had delayed it because I thought that I would do something with Jacob. But then we ended up kind of drifting away from that idea. So I think back to the original idea, we will do some kind of singing at some point. My hope is to be streaming more during the season. Unfortunately, this past week has just been rough. What I'd love to do is like, you cannot pick the song now. What I would love to, it has to be something in my range. What I would like to do is just like have the stream on more and like just hang out with feeds more often, like we're kind of doing right now. And then like ideally we can kind of do what we did with the 24-hour stream where like in order to make it more feasible for me to like just because like basically part of the issue with streaming during the live feeds is that it's like, when do I start streaming? When do I stop streaming? Is there going to be like a big event that happens and then it happens for 10 minutes and then it's like, do I just end the stream then? Do we just continue to hang out for another 3 hours? Like, it feels like it makes more sense. Exactly, Sonny. What we did during the 24-hour stream was that the stream was just on and open and you guys could just like hang out in here. The chat was on the screen. And if it was just like so much more accessible, I can just kind of like pop in and out if there's something going on or if I have thoughts, if I want to talk something through. And then like I can be present for a lot more live feed moments because it'll be so much easier to just like hop on. And it provides like a chat room for you guys, essentially. If you want to hang out in here. And then beyond that, I thought like, okay, if we take that further, there is like video playing, right? So like, what if we used that? We can have the chat on the screen, but we can also have like little updates. Like if you pop onto the stream and I'm not here, maybe there's some text saying like, nomination ceremony was today. These people went on the block, to like get you up to speed on like where things are currently at as much as possible. And then maybe like the photos of the players and the current status of everything, like my live feed update graphic. Stuff like that. So that's kind of like, I've been tossing that idea around in my head. Because I know that like Twitter kind of sucks nowadays. The Paramount chat room is, you know, not the greatest. Sydney, thank you for the plushie purchase. So it might be cool to just have like a place for people to come and chat. And then also, I can just like pop in at any time. The only thing is, the main thing, honestly, is how do I start talking to you guys without scaring the hell out of you? if it's silence and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey guys. A transition with a little jingle. But see, I feel like music though, wouldn't music like also scare you if music just started playing all of a sudden? You slow clap? Yeah. You know I'm coming when this happens. Chat, chat, chat. The Tastemaker song is very chill. I don't know if you guys have watched or listened to the Tastemakers podcast, where Grace and I talk about scripted television and movies and let you know what's worth watching. But we kind of tried to like make the branding like, this is like a classy kind of chill vibe. And so I don't hear the music when it starts, but I try to be more chill with I'm like, hello everyone, instead of hello everyone. It's honestly, I think Tastemakers is such a fun podcast. It's obviously not like most people are here for Big Brother, but like, it's finally like a space for me to use my absurd knowledge of other television, where I just watch so many shows for no reason, and now there's a reason. And the reason is I can be like, yeah, I watched that one, sucked. Don't watch it. It definitely has been trickier to do Tastemakers with Big Brother. So House of the Dragon, we do coverage right after the episode. The recap coverage is completely spoiler-free, book-wise. We then did a book club check-in podcast after 4 episodes. and we sectioned that into book spoilers up until the latest episode, and then transitioned to book spoilers beyond. So you still have space to listen to that if you just want the book spoilers too. It's pretty funny doing the recap podcast with no book spoilers whatsoever, because I personally feel like in order to not spoil anything, I basically need to pretend the books don't exist and I'm purely a TV viewer. It would be like if I did Big Brother recaps, completely ignoring any knowledge I had of the live feeds. Like if I jumped on a Big Brother recap and I was like, they did Matt so dirty. Screw Angela. Let's boycott this show because Matt's the best. These snakes all voted him out. Time Bandits is probably the one I'm most excited to watch for next week. So this is all on the We Know Scripted TV feed. And there's a YouTube channel specifically for it as well. RHAP, We Know Scripted TV, where you can find the videos. Yeah, forgotten. I talked about that on the Q&A this morning. That like it's so key to recognize just how twisted the edit can like craft the truth from what we see on the feeds to what they portray in the edit, and how dramatically and strongly that can give a perception. Like, think about how much the TV only viewers are so firmly on Matt's side that have no idea about like what was actually happening with Matt. Not that there was anything, again, and I want to make this clear, not that anything like dramatically bad was happening with Matt. I think sometimes fans can like, because we're sometimes used to dealing with like really, really bad behavior, that sometimes it's easy to just like quickly jump to like the same level of heat you'd have for really bad behavior. But like Matt was just kind of like full of himself in the house, right? Like he was just kind of a little too confident, a little too self-righteous at times, which is like, quite honestly, not something unsurprising to find with plenty of people in the game. It just bit him the fastest. But what I mean is that like you can see how dramatically different the edit is able to portray something to the audience versus the truth. Now, think about every other reality show you watch. Think about all the players that you love, all of the players that you hate, and think about how easily Big Brother was able to portray this in such an extreme way. That is the reality of reality television. And it's why I think the live feeds are so key. Because I personally believe, based on my own conversations with like people who have been on different shows, that a major factor in like exploitation and mental health when it comes to reality contestants is the inability to control their own edit, essentially. Being portrayed as something they're not, feeling like either fear for what the producers or editors will do, or seeing what they're doing and then having the response. And the live feeds are just such a shield against that for so many people. And like forces a layer of transparency and accountability for Big Brother producers that just isn't there for basically any other show. Like there are still some things that you just kind of have to trust Big Brother on, but like you see so much more. They have to be so much more careful compared to any other show that you just literally just have to be like, well, I hope they're not doing a bunch of shady shit. And the unfortunate reality is that most of them are. Quinn's Burger is making me hungry. Do I think Angela should have been portrayed in a better light? No, I don't think so. I think Angela's edit was pretty good, actually. I think they just unnecessarily skewed Matt's edit to be like this heroic underdog instead of them being like two ends of the same spectrum, if that makes sense. Or maybe that doesn't make sense, but I think you get my meaning. Find it interesting you rarely see too many people coming off Survivor complaining about the edit. Yeah, I would say that's probably NDA. Also, for what it's worth, a lot of people have complained about Survivor edits. That was a huge part of the diversity campaign. Was that edits were not that as edits were being skewed on like racial lines. There have been some more egregious specific examples. And that's Survivor. And honestly, I think Survivor is probably one of the better shows in general. Nowadays, at least. Let me check the plushie count here. 434. Oops. Oops. BB viewer still has nothing for you? So what BB viewer can do right now is make it look a lot better and look a lot cleaner because you don't have like the 4 cams up above. You don't have the chat forced on the side. Controls are a lot nicer. And most importantly, you can auto pan. And then you also get like gain boost in the settings. And stuff like that. You can rewind, but only like within a 60-second window. But yes, did I say auto pan? I meant audio pan. Meaning when you're in quad cam, meaning you only ever have to be in quad cam because you can, with keyboard shortcuts or by just clicking, you can pan the audio all right or all left, depending on what you want to hear. And you can have it center too, like a normal quad cam. Gain boost means that you can, if you click the settings cog, you can go to gain boost and it just boosts the audio beyond what you have it at. Because sometimes like at maximum volume, you still can't hear. And so gain boost is helpful. Quality switching is the main thing, yeah. Because the quality is so bad. This is a BB viewer. Pluto TV has better quality, but then there are also ads, so it's a trade-off. He doesn't have quality switching ready yet, if it's possible at all. Some recent RHAP streams were 720 instead of 1080. I wonder if that was on purpose. I hope not. And sleepy day. Pressure cooker table smatter with maybe. Could just be a StreamYard thing. Last 3 seasons have had the same veto winner for the first 2 vetoes. That's because last year it was Heisem. The year before that, it was why am I blanking? Michael. The year before that, it was Derek X. Right? Yeah. And then the year before that, it was not anybody because it was 2 different ones. But there's more than just that too, right? Like there's a bunch of double winners. Wasn't it like Sam in 21? Or am I getting that wrong? No, yeah, Sam in 21. I'm pretty sure Shane did it in 14. Yeah, he did the first 3. So it's a pretty common thing. But it's a pretty common thing when the competitions are the same. You might have noticed a trend in those people. I'm at 11,170 something steps. I'm hopeful about the comps. They've not only had equitable results, they've felt equitably planned, and they've felt like it's felt like they've had like a more thoughtful design in the first place. So I'm reluctantly, cautiously hopeful. I know that some people who work on the show were aware of the criticisms. I just didn't think that anything would actually be done or could be done. But it's possible that we actually saw some response to it. This treadmill is the Ego Fit Incline Comfort Deck treadmill, M2. But like, here's the thing about the treadmill, because people are asking me which one I get all the time. I can recommend it in the sense that I like it. But I ordered this treadmill and it arrived with like a broken wheel, which I'm not upset about because I don't really need it. It's fine. I'm dealing with it. And it's otherwise very nice. I like it. But like, I can't attest to the quality of this brand, or their quality control, I should say. But I do think that given what I was looking at, this was the best one for me. And I'm very pleased with my purchase. What did I think about the preseason? Thought that the veto would have to be changed. The holder had to use it if they won. I'm not sure I'm following. Has been a lot of talk that Reindeer Games comp team was involved with these comps. Would not surprise me. Hold on, I gotta listen to Chelsea. I'm not gonna tell anyone, Chelsea. I got you. Why? Oh no. I mean, we kind of knew this, but I didn't know it was this bad. She's saying she doesn't trust Cam. So I guess that's why she was so willing to consider putting him up. I think it's so basically last night Chelsea talked about she talked to Cedric about Cam and how she was suspicious of Cam wanting Leah around too much. Emily, thank you for the plushie purchase. She was just talking to Cam about how much she loves Leah, which I thought was a little over the top and might be fake, and I'm still thinking it might be fake for his benefit. Because she's otherwise mentioned that she doesn't really trust Leah. Wait, we're back? I can imagine if Angela wins Vita tomorrow. Yeah, she's just wary of Cam. I think it's fine. I think she's right to be wary. Everybody should be wary of Cam. He's super nice, he's super likable, and he seems super capable of winning a ton of endgame competitions in a normal season. Um, but here's the problem for Chelsea. She has the 3Cs alliance. They are the core of the Pentagon. They are working pretty tightly together. If she doesn't feel comfortable with that group long term, which quite honestly she shouldn't, especially again if the endgame competitions get super physical. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure she is an athlete, but like, it's still that's tough you'd much rather be competing against weaker competitors in the endgame. She needs to be doing more work with the other sections of the house. And right now, the other sections of the house are coordinating and gathering together outside of the 3Cs because they see the 3Cs. So like the alliance that she's a little bit wary of is currently preventing her from being involved in some of the other stuff that's happening. And I think she could fit in really well with the other stuff that's happening. But her association with Cam and Cedric is holding her back. So I think what I'd like to see from Chelsea is creating more distance between herself, Cam, and Cedric publicly. Because people are onto them a little too much. And I think particularly she needs to get back in with these groups that Quinn is making. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the problem, is that Cedric is one of the other people are most wary of. And so her association with Cedric is part of what's holding her back. I'm not super concerned about her getting close to MJ. Because I think that's a fine place to be. But, like, I mean, here's what she could do, right? What she could do is try to connect the 3Cs with MJ and Leah. Which is, to some degree, just the barbershop. But, like, try to really, like, hammer that in. Like, yeah, let's make that work. But then kind of back away like Homer Simpson and do a ton of socializing with Quinn and the Have Not guys and T-Core and all of that. Essentially, prop them up over there and then use them as your common enemy to help get in with the others. And then if you take a hit on like Cedric or Cam, oh well. But she needs to have some other options, especially if she's not sold on Cam in the first place. Yeah, we're really not. We're not seeing the solidifying happen yet. That said, it's very early. Solidifying doesn't usually happen until post noms, and even then, maybe post veto. I do think Cam and Leah are scaring her. Yeah, I think the connection to Leah is an issue. I will tell you, I'm still. If you are a Leah fan, I would be concerned this week still. I keep thinking about me as Chelsea, and every time I think about like who's a great person to target, it keeps coming back to Leah. That does not mean Chelsea will think the same way as me. But if I see that path and she's commenting about how she's concerned about Leah, I feel like it's definitely possible that she ends up there. Could she actually get the votes to get Leah out? That's a good question. That's a tougher proposition. But if Lisa wins the veto, if anybody wins the veto, somebody has to go up. Is it going to be Cam or Cedric again? Don't think so. Is it going to be Mackenzie and she just uses her power? Probably not. Is it going to be Leah, who has already pitched for other people to go up on the block as pawns? And the only reason she wasn't doing it is because she didn't think she could win the veto? I don't know. I don't think MJ would use the power to save Leah. Because I think if Leah went on the block, it would be proposed as to the house as a pawn. I think it would be a similar situation to the Matt thing, where like Mackenzie would probably feel like, well, Leah's not supposed to leave anyway. And for what it's worth, I also think that Mackenzie cared more about Matt in the game than she does Leah. Votes for Lee to go is tricky, especially like let's say she's up against Kenny and Angela, right? Then one of them comes down. I don't know actually. I mean, if she's against Angela, I could maybe see it, but like personally, if I see Leah up against Kenny and Kenny's still like, "Please let me go home." There's no way I'm keeping Leah. Because even if I have a connection to Leah, I know she has a connection with a lot of people, and I know a lot of people want to bring her in. But who knows? Who knows in this house? A lot of people do like her. Between Angela and Kenny, who leaves? I honestly don't know. I would assume Angela, to be honest. But I think that's very much up in the air. I don't think that's locked in by any means. Deep cuts are awful, especially given that they're just making dinner. Speaking of which, I am pretty hungry. Are we expecting more powers this week? That's a good question. We weren't set up for any. So I'm kind of assuming no. Maybe we'll have more powers later in the season? All right. Cease the walking. I'm surprised Lisa hasn't done her one-on-ones yet. This is my job. Why is it every single season people are like, how could you make somebody a have not and nominate them? Unbelievable. This year is savage. Like, A, this happens every year. B, it's not a big deal. She's saying, don't energy vampire me. I need all of my energy. How bad for is it for Quinn's game that Leah told Brooklyn that Quinn told her stuff? Honestly, it's probably worse for Leah's game than it is for Quinn's, but it's not great for either of them. But it's not like it's not a huge deal, no. I'm fine. Literally, I'm fine. Sorry. I'm literally fine. Like, literally, I'm fine. If anybody asks, I'm literally fine. What was the British accent joke from the recap about? They've been doing British accents in the house. I don't know who Brooklyn feels closest to. I actually don't know. It could be Rubina. It could be. It doesn't feel like it's Quinn, but she's most closely strategically aligned with Quinn. I feel like it could have been Angela, but we saw how that went. Yeah. I don't think they do have a treadmill in the house, no. Probably be too loud. Twitch streaming is my own thing. Yeah. Some people have started associating Joseph with Quinn, which is a fair assumption. But I have noticed the perception of Joseph is that he is essentially a follower. Nobody ever talks about Joseph as like his own person, if that makes sense. Which in some ways is good, but in other ways is bad. Yeah, there's a running theory that Joseph, Quinn, and Chemo are aligned. But I don't know how much that will stick. It's mostly coming from the outsiders. Joseph does not seem to be a priority for Quinn at this point now. Quinn's just saying, please leave, to Lisa. All right, Quinn's gonna cam talk. We need to stop hearing Lisa. Come on, audio. Here we go. Cedric told me that he was approached to be a pawn. I saw that as a test. Joseph came out. Joseph, you're a fan. You know what camera talks are about. If you're not giving us something juicy, you should have let Quinn keep talking to us. What are you doing? He was talking to us again. He's literally right there talking to us. He doesn't want to say. What is with these people and their cheap rent, dude? I immediately realized that, Relevant Moose. I went from living in Boston to living in San Diego, so hearing 600 for rent to me seems like a magical land that has forever been out of my reach. Tucker earlier was talking about like 800 rent. Because it was like rent controlled. Oh, with roommates. Yeah, for 600 you can split a room. Split a living room in Southern California. Mortgage payments are less than that in Michigan? Jeez. You would not believe how expensive houses are here. Like even in the last like 3 to 4 years, house prices have like they feel like they've doubled. It's atrocious. Great for people who owned already, I guess. You're in Santa Cruz. It's insane, but also amazing. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I do love it here. I can't believe they're still cutting away from the Quinn talk. Like, what do they have against Cam talks? Man, if Cam talked to the cameras, he'd have a whole brand ready to go. Yeah, interest rates are high right now. The problem is that like, oh god, beginning to understand the English accent joke now. Yeah. Um, I moved here, and I feel like I love it here so much more than I enjoyed living anywhere else. But it's also like one of the most expensive places in the world. So I like really trapped myself. I really played myself. But it's what made me decide San Diego was the weather, was the sunshine. Because I hate winter. I hated winter. I was ready to just leave winter behind. But I'd been to LA and I did not like LA. It's like too hot in some places and just kind of a weird place in general. I don't like it when it's too hot either. Um, and it's just been awesome. It's just so good. I did consider some like cheaper places, some like other like warm places, but San Diego was like everywhere I looked said San Diego was the best. And so I was like, okay, where you live is obviously like huge in your life. Like let me take the opportunity to just try out what is the best like, right? Like does it really matter? If this is the best, what is the best? And now I'm trapped. I mean, it's hard to say it feels like the best to me because um I haven't lived in enough places to properly judge, but it's definitely the best place I've lived in, and I know that I really love it here. Callis actually loves it here too. He loves sitting in the sun, looking out the window. And yeah, I mean, it's super nice to be able to get to LA if I need to. I have been to the zoo. It's actually weirdly worse to be on feeds time because it means that I have to be up really early in the morning to prep for the update. Whereas on the East Coast, it was like the update was at 11. So I could wake up at a pretty normal time and prep. Now I have to be up like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., depending on the day. Haven't gone to Comic Con. Yeah, I mean, I do all right. Um, the worst is when like they're up late and then I end up staying up too late. I'm definitely not like my natural sleep schedule is more of like more night owly for sure. Naps for me are basically as needed. So, depending on how much sleep I'm getting and how much work I'm doing, occasionally I'll just like at one point in the day just be hit with a wave of tiredness. And it'll feel like I just can't do anything and I'm just so tired. And the only thing I can do is just like lay down and fall asleep for 10 minutes. And that's how I nap. I do track my sleep with the Whoop. It varies. Thursday nights into Friday are usually the worst because there's so much to watch on Thursday nights. Today, my recovery score was a 58%. Yesterday, it was 74. Who are worse drivers between Boston and San Diego? I didn't really drive much in Boston, but it's a nightmare when you do. Oh, I didn't know Paranormal Activity took place in San Diego. The PCT Trail. Pacific Crest Trail. Can't say I have. Being a pedestrian in Boston is a nightmare. Being in a car in Boston is also a nightmare. New to feeds. The best way to watch feeds is to stay on the quad cam. And then if you have BB Viewer, it's easy to swap audio channels between left and right. It's 5 to 6 month hike from San Diego to Canada. Oh boy. You prefer driving in Boston over any major city? That is a hot take to me, at least. BB Viewer was broken. It is now functional. I think chances we get bookmarks back this season are probably close to 0. I think I think we talked about this, but like there's a world where like you could have somebody like, let's say, Liquidated for BB Viewer had the money to like host a server that was recording the footage constantly and then serving it to any user of BB Viewer to access via a flashback feature. Even if that could all be accomplished and could be afforded, I think it would immediately get shut down by CBS. What do I think of the Leah Allison comparisons? I don't know. Like I can see it, but I'm not sold. When you think of Boston, you think of how Red Sox broke the curse of the Bambino in your hometown. I I actually paid attention to sports back then. Whoops. Feeds are free on Pluto, yeah. Quick rundown of the Leah Chelsea convo. Basically, Mackenzie was there, but they almost talked Leah. They almost talked Chelsea into nominating Cam as a pawn instead of Lisa. Someone asked about Petco versus Fenway. I haven't been to Petco for a game. I've only been there for concerts. But it's actually it's pretty nice. I also haven't been to Fenway in like a decade at least, so I don't think I could properly judge. Petco's one of the best parks in the league. Yeah, I think didn't they redo it recently? It's like a pretty nice stadium, I think. I did watch Lost. I don't remember that scene though. Cam, no, yeah, I mean they suggested it to Cam. They pulled him in the room. Yeah, 3C's not looking amazing right now. I don't think it has to for Chelsea's game, but she definitely needs something. It's wild, like I don't know if you guys think about the game this way, but like, you know, you're always trying to look at the structure of the game and like what pieces go where and how things could be reconfigured, right? And so the weird thing about this season so far is that every time I try to figure out a good configuration, I just so quickly run out of people. There's just not a lot of space strategically. It's all like interlocking. I think I'd find it kind of, I mean, it'd be fun, but it'd be frustrating if I was playing and like I knew how easy the game. Oh. Joseph and Quinn. I think they're talking about Taylor. Taylor. Oh man, so great to hear proper Taylor assessment from players in the house as opposed to last year. It's cool. It's cool to hear like Joseph say like Like he always respected Taylor, but being in the house and experiencing what it's like, he like has an even deeper newfound respect for her because he can't imagine currently going through what she went through on top of everything he's already going through. Chelsea and Brooklyn. She's dropping anti-cam rhetoric. Uh-oh, this could blow back on Quinn. I like what Chelsea's doing here. Brooklyn is the perfect person for her to hook up with here. If Brooklyn feels like Chelsea's not in with Cam, she's a much more attractive option to work with than Quinn, who has too many other options. Why is it always T-Core? Why is it always T-Core interrupting combos? Yes, yeah, she thinks Lisa has the same power, yeah. I really do think this is smart from Chelsea. I really think that again, just trying to look at like the pieces on the board, how they can fit in various configurations. her going to Brooklyn and scooping Brooklyn up would be massive. And it's great for Brooklyn too. This is a really good opportunity for the two of them. Brooklyn was concerned about the 3Cs for very good reason. But if she now knows and can believe that Chelsea is not as locked in with the 3Cs as it may have appeared, then she can use the relationship with Chelsea in a really effective way. And again, doesn't have to rely as heavily on Quinn. And it's exactly why this morning I said that Quinn should be reluctant, I think, to pull Brooklyn into his thing with Chemo and T-Core. Because he gives her too much info on what he's doing and too much reason to exclude him from her own future things. So if Chelsea can pull in Brooklyn and they can get this like barbershop-y group to a good place, it's a fairly solid foundation. She can keep her connection to the 3Cs. And then ideally they pull Rubina. And that's a pretty good foundation to move from. Did anybody watch the Olympics ceremony? Because I did not. I've never really cared about the Olympics before. But I do care about this one. Was it good? Oh. They're rebroadcasting. Two chats right back to back. It was okay. It was amazing. Glowing horse robot. I probably won't watch. I don't think I care about it. I'm rooting, honestly, I feel like I'm rooting for everyone. I'm literally only going to watch climbing. And I'm just so excited for all of them to have made it. Because, like, there's this interesting thing with climbing where, like, it's so new to the Olympics. So, like, just being there is such a cool thing for all of them. And of course, going to the Olympics is cool no matter what sport you're in. But, like, it was never even a possibility, like, 8 years ago, essentially. But obviously, first and foremost, I'm rooting for Brooke Brooke Rabbit too. But I love Yanya, and she's going to win. I mean, like, best case scenario, it's like Yanya wins gold, Brooke wins silver, Natalia wins bronze. But I wouldn't be mad at a whole host of other things, like Oriane getting a medal or I doing well. That's awesome, Hannah. What sport? Nice. Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal when athletes get injured right before. Natalia hurt her knee in Salt Lake like a month and a half ago. And she's probably front runner to get silver. It's just like, jeez. I actually think, like, even if you're not a climber, climbing is, I think, really fun to watch. I could be wrong because obviously I'm biased, but like, I think it's actually a really fun sport to watch. Poor Tucker, man. I feel like he's just like struggling every other day. My favorite to watch is bouldering. Speed climbing is probably the easiest to transition to if you don't watch climbing because it's very easy to understand. And then lead climbing can be like super tense. You're just like watching them climb a very, very tall wall, and like at any moment they could fall. And if they fall, that's it. You're done. Three noms are Lisa, Angela, Kenny. Target is currently Lisa, but they expect Lisa to use her power that she doesn't have. So we'll see where it goes. They think she didn't have to use her power last week because she won the veto. So they think that Lisa has the same power as Mackenzie, which is that she gets to use the veto, and then America will vote for the replacement. So they think that she would have used the veto last week had she not won the regular veto herself, and that she will likely use that veto this week if she doesn't win the veto herself again. So MJ knows about her own power, of course. Leah knows about the power. She told Chelsea. Chelsea has now told Brooklyn. She also told Cedric that what the power does, but that they think Lisa has it because they do. I don't think she told Cedric that Mackenzie has it, although it's possible that happened, and I just didn't see it. It's T-Core again. I'm telling you. She's just a conversation joiner. I will be playing Blood on the Clock Tower tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I've not been able to see Kevin on The Amazing Race. I hear he's doing well, though. I hear he's making good TV. Kevin Martin. I assume Kellis is still sleeping. I don't still watch American Ninja Warrior. Sometimes I think about watching it again, but I haven't gone back to it. Hasn't been genuinely good in a long time. Yeah. You found RHAP from the A&W pod? Wow. Do I regret this stream? Nah, it's been fun. We've been hanging out. I definitely thought there was going to be more drama. But we talked about it. We got a solution for this in the future. So don't know if there'll be backyard interviews. They generally don't tell us until shortly before. Which house guest am I most looking forward to interviewing? I don't know. Don't know if I feel super strongly yet. Was I a theater kid like Ludwig? No. Well, no, not really. I think the closest I came is that we did like a little mini Shakespeare play in middle school. I did sing in high school. That's maybe also the closest I came, but it was choir, chamber choir. A&W seems broken. Gonna review more shows after House of the Dragon ends. I mean, Tastemakers will continue on. This week we're gonna do spoiler coverage of The Boys, The Acolyte, and Presumed Innocent. So that's kind of a tester for like if we could do more spoilery content. But as of right now, I'm not sure yet. Oh, wait a minute. Look who's here. Look who's that person that said they would buy a plushie if Callus made an appearance. They still here? Come here, bud. Come here. Here. Oh man, I tried to wait. I knew if I moved over he'd dash. All right, I'll wait over here. Favorite movie of the year so far? I don't know actually. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Here, say hi. Oh. Oh, oh no. He really didn't want to be held there. You're playful right now, aren't you? Aren't you? Say hi to the stream. Look. What's this? No, not that way. The other way. No, this way. Look over here. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, there he is. Want to say hi to your plushie? No. Oh wait, what's going on? Lisa's in the room. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like they were arguing, but it sounds like they're just talking about food. The Getaway is on Nebula. I did Hamlet. They're one-on-oneing now. There's not a lot of space for you, I know. Big Mike's in the way. Oh. Oh. This is why the headphones aren't very good, are they? There will be no stages 1, 2, and 3, nor the rope climb on stage 4. Instead, those who advance will compete in a series of side-by-side race courses. Wait, what? Is that for real? On A&W? They just ditched the entire concept? I do not yet know if Ben and Adam are still watching. That's to determine which of the final two make it to semifinals. It's only one. I'm confused. Can I just say, Kellis made an appearance, and nobody bought a plushie. I don't think that person's here anymore. Kellis, I think we missed him. Oh. Lisa is the target, yes. But but Chelsea also expects Lisa to be able to take herself off the block with the power that she doesn't have. Oh, I can put headphones back in. Deborah, thank you. Warwick, thank you for the plushie purchase. Kellis is here to thank you himself. CJ with a plushie purchase. Thank you both. We are now at 437. Kellis, you did it. You sold some plushies. You did good. Looks like CJ started a giveaway. Kellis, you're a real model now. Yeah, for real. Congratulations to the winner of the giveaway. Kathy with the plushie purchase. Thank you. Kellis, you got fur all over my screen. I think we need a brush, bro. We need a bit of a brush. Man, this is I do not think this is going the way Lisa thinks it's going. What's funny is, like, if you're Chelsea, I feel like this conversation makes you think she has the power even more. It's like, how does she feel so confident? How does she feel so comfortable making demands while she's on the block? Unless she knows she can be safe. Hey, Steph, what's up? Kayla, say hi to Steph. Kayla said hi. Yeah, it's funny because if Lisa leaves, that's actually bad for Quinn because the second Lisa leaves with no power used, I think everyone's gonna be looking right at Quinn. Hey, I think that is the redemption. You gonna name? She talking about Leah? It's also so funny. She's like, when I had power, when I had the veto, people started talking to me more. Yeah, never say something and then say I'm not gonna say who said it or who I'm talking about. If you don't feel comfortable giving a name, don't say the information. It is funny that this is happening in the storage room. It's interesting. Like, this conversation is so different than a normal HOH Target conversation because Chelsea genuinely believes that Lisa has a power and will be saving herself. And so she thinks she needs to do so much more than she actually does. We gotta do dinner, Kellis? All right. I think we're gonna wrap up here. King, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. I will be streaming tomorrow morning with Blood on the Clock Tower. Sunday, we will also have some Goose Goose. But I will try to do some more feed streaming as well. So stay tuned. King says, I'm not going to name names, but some people aren't subscribed in the chat. Don't want to get anyone in trouble, but that is true. Blood on the Clock Tower, I think it's going to be earlier tomorrow morning. By the way, you don't have to be subscribed in the chat. Do not feel self-conscious if you are not. Everyone is welcome. Hey.
Wow, a 5.
King gifting 5 subs. Thank you, King. Make sure you thank King for that generosity. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow. We will we'll hang out some more as well, probably. Jay gifting a sub. Thank you. Thank you to all of the plushie purchasers from today. There are still 5 days remaining. To purchase your plushie. And that's about what we got. So thanks again. I will see all of you soon.